Here are 3 signs God is trying to remind you of his love for you. Number 1, when you are unfulfilled with your earthly experiences, this is God reminding you of your need for his love. Relationships, marriage, food, clothing, money. These are all common desires humans have. When they go unmet, we will feel discontent. But according to Scripture, these are not our greatest needs. God himself is what our hearts truly long for, and the way God often reminds us of our need for him is by letting us experience unhappiness with the things on earth. C.S. Lewis explained this point beautifully in his classic book, Mere Christianity. He said, "If I find in myself a desire which no experience in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that I was made for another world." So one sign that God is trying to remind you of his love is when he highlights how powerless earthly blessings are to truly fulfill you. We should certainly enjoy the earthly blessings God gives us, but we must also remember that these longings for earthly relationships, marriage, or safety are really meant to remind us of our deepest longing for the love of God. Number 2, if the Lord is disciplining you, this is a sign he is also reminding you of his love. When my children do something wrong, I take no pleasure in disciplining them. I do everything in my power to try to convince them to obey me before I have to enforce a consequence. When I take a toy away or send them to their room and they begin to cry, it really is hard to not just give in to their demands and make them feel better. But I have learned that if I did what was easy and avoided disciplining them, I would be loving myself more than them. If I did not correct my children because I did not like doing it, and they grew up without my guidance, as adults they would look back and feel unloved. Likewise, as Christians, God reminds us of his love for us when he disciplines us. As Hebrews 12 verse 6 and verses 9 through 10 explain, the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and he chastises everyone he accepts as his son. Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them for it. How much more should we submit to the Father of spirits and live? They disciplined us for a little while as they thought best, but God disciplines us for our good, in order that we may share in his holiness. And number 3, when God reminds you of the truth about Jesus Christ, this is also a sign that God is reminding you of his love for you. 1 John 4:16 teaches us that God is love. Colossians 1:15 also teaches us that the Son is the image of the invisible God. If God is love and Jesus is the visible image of God, then the way you can see the love of God in your life is to see the presence of Jesus Christ in your life. When you see Jesus clearly, you will see God's love clearly. So the main way God will remind you of his love for you will be by pointing you back to his Son, Jesus Christ. Whenever God reminds us of the gospel, whenever God reminds us of what Jesus has done for us, whenever God teaches us something new about Jesus through his word, God is reminding us of his love. If you want to continue to grow in your relationship with Christ, tap the subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss any of the new videos I am posting multiple times a week. I'm Mark. Thanks for watching, and God bless.